this goes to you. Alright, introduction. Driving and racing in NASCAR takes skills. I'm not going to deny that. It takes skills to drive a car. I will agree that's not easy as it looks, but do I consider it a sport? The answer is no. In my opinion, a sport is something that requires athletic ability that comes from your own self, not something from machine, you know what I'm saying? I love sports, and I've been surrounded by sports my entire life, but when NASCAR drivers rely on the machine rather than the athleticism, that's where I go. If you guys could saw the picture, it's pretty funny. And here you go again, rednecks keeping NASCAR in business since 1952. Completely true, by the way. Alright, what is NASCAR? The National Association for Stock Car Racing, Stock Car Auto Racing, or NASCAR, is professional racing. Professional racing. Does it take skill to drive a car? To some extent, yes. But after you pass your driver's license, it becomes normal to everybody. In my opinion, anyone can be a NASCAR driver. Someone trained over time, that someone could be a NASCAR driver. Any of you guys could become a NASCAR driver. NASCAR versus actual sports. It takes 0% athletic ability to drive a NASCAR, or any car for that matter. You might need to be in somewhat decent shape, but you don't need to be athletic. When you compare a NASCAR driver to an MLB player, or an NFL player, or even an NBA player, it's apples and oranges. It's more like apples to horses, but we'll keep it somewhat light. NASCAR versus sports continued. An MLB player has skills and athleticism that is unmatched in any other sport. The hand-eye coordination and athletic ability needed to throw, hit, field, pitch, and catch are extreme. An NFL player is in the gym probably 90% of the time. Some more, some less. Kickers obviously aren't going to be in the gym as much as like a linebacker or something like that. And the skills needed to catch a pass, block, and throw are top of the line as well. Plus, in the NFL, you need to be mentally and physically tough. There's also the trash talk. You got to be able to block that stuff out and just go on with the game and do what you do best. And plus, your body gets pounded. You have an entire playbook to memorize also, which is why you need to be mentally tough and take a lot of time out of your day and schedule to study. An NBA player is also very athletic. You need to be in great shape and have amazing stamina in order to run constantly up and down the court. And NASCAR is a motorsport. Is to motorsport what the Special Olympics are to athletics. That puts things in perspective. NASCAR versus sports continued. The main point is that all these sports each rely on physical ability. In NASCAR, or any racing for that matter, the driver relies on the machine rather than his or her body and athleticism. The athletic ability to play baseball, football, and basketball is something you can't obtain through training. You can purify it, I guess you could say. You can make it better, but you can't just gain it. The ability is something you have or you don't have. Training increases your ability, but you can't acquire athleticism. The ability to drive a car is something that is learned and can become better the more you do it. Body types. NASCAR versus sports. Right here we have LeBron James. You have Alex Rodriguez, Patrick Willis, Jimmy Johnson. NASCAR driver, NFL linebacker, MLB third baseman, NBA superstar. As you can see, the body type is completely different. Pasty white boy compared to athletes. Compare the body types of the NASCAR driver to the body types of athletes in other sports. And here you go. Jimmy Johnson, 5'11", 165 pounds. Basically a female soaking wet. Linebacker, Patrick Willis, 6'1", 240 pounds, a beast. Alex Rodriguez, 6'3", 225, also a beast. LeBron James, 6'8", 250 pounds. I mean, you can tell right there, a beast. I also did Roger Federer, 6'1", 187 pounds, which is somewhat closer, but still not the same. Hockey star, Sidney Crosby, 5'11", 200 pounds. So he's not as tall, but he's got the poundage there. And then, of course, Tiger Woods, 6'1", 185 pounds. So nobody really comes close. Now let's compare NASCAR drivers to jockeys. Horse jockey Joel Rosario is 5'2", 108 pounds. NASCAR driver Danica Patrick, 5'2", 100 pounds. That's the closest comparison I could find. This brings up another great point about co-ed sport. NASCAR is the only professional sport where women and men compete together. In no professional sport, to my knowledge, can men and women compete together. You just can't find that anywhere. Maybe international league, maybe somewhere in Europe or something. Who knows? In conclusion, the evidence is all there, but you'll have to make the decision for yourself. Should NASCAR be considered a sport or just a very high-paying hobby? It's the only so-called sport where the individual relies on the machine and not the pure athletic ability of him or herself. In my opinion, anyone could train and one day become a NASCAR driver. But can you train and become the best NFL, NBA, or NBA player? I mean, the answer is obviously no. Then you understand the point that I'm making. There's nothing wrong with enjoying NASCAR, just don't put yourself in the same category as the sports that require actual, raw athleticism. And right here it says, I mean, you can't read this, it says NASCAR sucks. Drive fast, slow down, turn left, repeat 500 times. And right here, NASCAR, the most exciting version of traffic. So that's my speech. Thank you very much.